Trump praises Tim Cook, says Apple wouldn't be as big under Steve Jobs. Former President Donald Trump has nothing but nice things to say about Apple CEO Tim Cook. In a new interview, Trump revealed the two spoke on the phone earlier this week and said he credits Cook with the tech giant's success. "I believe that if Tim Cook didn't run Apple, if Steve Jobs did, it wouldn't be nearly as successful as it is now," Trump said, referencing the Apple founder and former CEO who died in 2011 from cancer.
I believe that if Tim Cook didn't run Apple, if Steve Jobs did, it wouldn't, maybe it would be, but it wouldn't be nearly as successful.
Wow, what a statement to
make. I think so, because I think Tim Cook's done an amazing job. And I'm not knocking Steve Jobs. I just think that it wouldn't have been so.
I think Tim Cook's done an amazing job, and I'm not knocking Steve Jobs. Trump made the comments during a podcast interview with Patrick Bet-David released on Thursday. Bet-David asked Trump about his relationship with Cook after Trump revealed the two had spoken just 2 hours prior to recording. Then 2 hours ago, 3 hours ago, he called me, Trump said during his interview.
But then 2 hours ago, 3 hours ago, he called me. He said, "I'd like to talk to you about something." What? He said, the European Union has just fined us $15 billion. I said, "That's a lot." I know the feeling because I get fined too in fake cases. But I don't know if his case is fake yet, but it's a lot. Then on top of that, they got fined by the European Union another $2 billion. So he's a $17 to $18 billion fine. I even said about Apple, can you pay that? I mean, do you have that kind? That's a lot of money. And he said something that was interesting. He said they're using that to run their enterprise, meaning Europe is their enterprise. And I said, that's a lot. He said, but Tim, I got to get elected first. But I'm not going to let them take advantage of our companies. That won't, be happening.
He said, "I'd like to talk to you about something." "What?" He said, "The European Union has just fined us $15 billion. That's a lot." In September, a top EU court found that Apple owed Ireland back taxes worth 13 billion euros, or roughly $14.4 billion. Earlier this year, in March, the EU hit Apple with a $2 billion antitrust fine for allegedly throttling rivals to its streaming service Apple Music in its iOS App Store. Trump marveled at the size of the fines the EU levied against Apple, saying they were a lot. "I even said about Apple, can you pay that? I mean, do you have that kind? That's a lot of money," Trump said. "I know the feeling because I get fined, too, in fake cases. But I don't know if his case is fake yet, but it's a lot," Trump said. Trump went on to detail his relationship with Cook, which he said had been productive.